obviously we got in at like 10 a.m. so the flight was long, but got in like 10 a.m. and kind of just stayed awake and went and walked around and hung out. Yeah, it's been good. Just hit the markets and had some food, and coffee, and hang out.
Is it important for you guys to kind of treat this as another series? Or is it harder to do that while the people are surrounding?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just another series. I mean, we're in London hanging out, playing, and business trip, right? It's not that. I mean, we're kind of just coming out here and, it's for the game, it's for, the fans, and obviously you want to win and, do everything you can to do that. But at the same time, I mean, it's tough to come all the way over here and not try to enjoy it. I mean, we got 3 off days over here, 2 off days here, and try to enjoy those because those are few and far between, as you guys know. So just trying to enjoy it as much as we can.
Bryce Harper was telling us a little bit about dinner last night at Tower of London. What did you guys, what did you sort of take away from that? What will you remember from that, and what was that experience like?
I actually didn't go. I wasn't there.
Well, I know that you like food and you like restaurants. Anything stuck out to you so far? I know it's only been a day, but
yeah, no, we went to the market. I don't even know what it was called, but a bunch of vendors. Just tried a bunch of different food. I really enjoy food, so being able to kind of pick and choose what I wanted. I picked and chose a lot of stuff, so just a lot of fun to go in there and walk around, and I've actually enjoyed people not really realizing who I am, so being able to walk around and just be, kind of just another person out there has been great.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you've been recognized. I know there are a lot of people from Philly here, so what's it been like out on the street?
Yeah, Philly fans. I mean, we've got a bunch of those. I've seen a handful of those from Philly and stuff like that. So I've stopped and talked to them a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's just been great, kind of just walking around and enjoying that.
Okay, Bryce, it sounds like maybe you were at Borough Market. Does that ring a bell, maybe?
Maybe.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, okay, the 3 major sports here in England, of course, are football or soccer, rugby, and cricket. Do you have any interest or knowledge at all of those 3 sports?
I saw USA won last night. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, in cricket, right?
Yeah, that was
over
legit.
Pakistan.
Yeah, that was awesome. That guy rakes, that captain. He can hit a cricket ball. But yeah, I mean, I think football, right? That's what they call it. Yeah. I don't want to say soccer. I feel bad. But yeah, I mean, what an incredible sport. I mean, my wife grew up playing it all through college and was pretty good at it. So I mean, just being able to kind of watch it when it's on. Premier League's all over, our TV in the States as well, so it's pretty cool to watch. Jack Grealish, I think is one of the names. I love his hair, actually. He's got a really good mop, man. But obviously we play with some Latin players as well on our team, and they always have the, Premier League on or World Cup or any type of, soccer or anything like that. They absolutely love it. So it's always on in our clubhouse.
Go here in the middle.
Hey Bryce, firstly congratulations on the recent Player of the Month award. Obviously it's been an amazing year for you on and off the field. How much have you learned about yourself over your time in Philadelphia? Because a lot's changed for you in terms of family and obviously the success on the field as well.
Yeah, I think just being able to kind of get into an organization and once I signed there, knowing the way it was supposed to kind of go, John knowing his mentality, what he wanted to do, what he wanted to happen, or what he wanted to happen. He was incredible knowing what kind of track he wanted this team to be on, and I feel like we fulfilled that. We've hit that a little bit. Obviously, our main goal is to win a World Series, and so that's what we're striving towards every single day. As a team, as an organization, and I think we've had a great start to our season this year. But obviously, we play a full season, and a lot of things can happen, and we just got to keep rolling, keep doing our thing, and understanding as a team what we need to do. And on an individual standpoint, obviously, just keep going, keep understanding. I can be better in all facets of the game, and get better every day.
And obviously there's been a lot of young guys coming through this team as well, and there's a real solid core of older veterans, not older, but like veterans around the team. How much like pride do you take over that young group and watching guys like Alec Bond be able to take his game to that next level?
Yeah, I think as a team and as an organization, I think we do a great job of, we don't care where you're from, who you are, what you do. If the team you were with before liked you, didn't like you, whatever. We don't care about any of that. We really, if you're in our clubhouse, you're part of our team, you're part of our family. We want you here. We want you to know that we have all the confidence in the world, no matter how old you are, how long you've been in the game, if it's been one game or if it's been 15 years. We don't care. We want you to know that we have all the confidence in you to go do your job, and I think we do a great job of that with our young guys as well. Alec Bone was turning into a premier player in our league, and same thing with Bryson Stott, and Brandon Marsh is doing a great job for us. Rojas has done a phenomenal job in center field for us as well. And then obviously our starting pitching has been lights out this year, and if you have starting pitching like that, then you have a really good chance to win. So it's been really good.
And then just finally, obviously the past couple of years there have been different journeys and wins and like winds in the road to get to the playoffs and that World Series a couple of years ago. How much are you able to learn from those experiences that will help keep the ship steady and moving in the right direction for this year?
Yeah, I think you can pull a lot of stuff from each game or each experience you've been in, right? Being able to kind of understand the wins, the losses, what you can do better as a team, what you can do better as an individual as well. So I think you can pull a lot of stuff from that and put it forth each day that you play.
On the right side, on the end.
Hello. When you signed from Washington to Philadelphia, ESPN got the top 100 sports persons, and you're the only Major League Baseball player represented in this 100 based on popularity. Is it that we are struggling promoting our sport, that nobody else from the Major League Baseball been there? Are you surprised that you being the only one there? This is the question one. The question two is, in Europe we don't know much, but we know that you ended on your way to the airport with one shoe. What else you could do for a fans?
Popularity of the game. Obviously, we have some really good players in our game from all over the world, and it's a great game to see. Kind of get over here and down into Mexico, and a lot of other places. I think as we come into the UK, I'd imagine we'd probably go into a lot of other places just like the NFL has as well, and I think that's going to help. I think that's going to help. Kind of put our game in front of fans, but also fans are going to want to, or they're going to have to want to watch us play, right? Obviously, other countries are into different sports and things like that. So, as much as you put it into people's faces or anything like that, the Premier League is still going to be bigger. There's certain things that are bigger than baseball. Obviously, the NFL has a pretty good fan base over here as well. Basketball in Europe, right? I think a lot of players. Or a lot of fans know basketball because basketball's in Europe as well. So I think as the game grows and as it goes, I think the more and more we go into different cultures or different areas in the country or world, I think it'll grow a little bit more. And then I can't remember what you...
Oh, the shoe.
Oh, the shoe. No, I was on the plane and that's pretty much all I had. He didn't really have anything, and so I took the shoe off and signed it. And, I thought it was a pretty cool moment for him. So.
Staying on the right side.
England's European Championship football squad was announced recently, and the manager dropped Jack Grealish. I'm just wondering if you had a message for Gareth Southgate campaign to bring him back.
I didn't know Manchester City dropped him. That's a bummer. I don't know. That's a bummer. Thanks.
Stay in the back on the right side.
Talking about baseball competing with the other major sports in the world, what in your opinion is what makes baseball special?
I grew up playing it, right? So I grew up playing football, baseball, basketball, other sports as well, and I don't know. I love the grass. I love the leather. I love the dirt. The wood bat, man. I remember the first time I wore metal cleats, right? And the first time it was like click, 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 click. That's as you get older, you wear the moldeds, right? And then you go into metals, and that's kind of like, oh wow, this is cool. I'm like an older guy, right? But no, I mean, just the whole thing. I mean, the tradition of Major League Baseball as well. You know, it's been around for a long time, and so I think you find that in a lot of players as well. I think the game has changed so much from that, and obviously you still have your traditionalists in the game, but I think as the game has gotten younger and players have gotten younger as well, I think people have kind of pulled, you know, from those players and have seen that, the emotion and all that kind of stuff, and I think that's helped. But also you have to understand this is a traditional game as well, you know, so you got to kind of border both sides, because you don't want to lose one fan and lose the other. You want to pull them, you know, and have everybody together. And I think you can learn from other sports too. I think you can understand, you know, how other sports do what they do and try to learn from them and, you know, grow the game in that aspect too. And I think my biggest thing too is the Olympics. I think when you have sports in the Olympics and understanding the sports in the Olympics, there's nothing more worldwide than the Olympics, right? Like, you watch it, and I mean, I watch the most random sports during the Olympics because it's the Olympics, right? And you're like, oh, this is so cool. You pull from that. It's really cool. So not having baseball in the Olympics is really tough, I think, because, I mean, if you can and send those players over there and take that break, I think that's kind of the big one. I love hockey, and, you know, that's one of my favorite sports to watch, and seeing that in the Olympics is one of the coolest things, you know, ever. And they take that 3-week break and they let those guys go and play. So I think that's another big goal I think that we should have as a, you know, Major League Baseball.
Let's go to the back on the riser.
Hiya. For the British people who maybe don't really know much about baseball, what's the one thing that you would say should excite them about like the game and get them into baseball and coming to like the London series more often?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's different. Like, it's just a different game. I think obviously, you know, F1, you know, football, NFL, basketball. Every sport's different. But baseball, just the dynamic of the game. Seeing a guy throw a one-hitter, I mean, or a no-hitter is one of the coolest things you could ever see, or a perfect game. And I know people don't really like that because they want to see homers and they want to see different things. But I think if you really watch the game and understand it, you understand how difficult that is to do, or how difficult it is to go out there and get a hit against a Major League Baseball pitcher. I mean, it's very, very difficult to go out there and play this game. And I know sometimes it feels like it's boring because a guy's, you know, shoving or pitching well, or, you know, a guy goes up there and hits 3 homers, and you're like, oh my gosh, how the heck did he hit 3 homers against a, you know, Major League pitcher? So there's so many things that can happen on any given night. Or you're watching Aaron Judge for the first time, and, you know, he hits one to the moon. You know, it's an incredible thing. So the more and more you watch, and the more and more you see players or you know, teams, you kind of sit there and you're all in. You're involved, and you're ready to go. It's such a long season too, so you're able to watch, and you can watch every night.
And then just to clarify something, Jack Grealish hasn't F1 City. He's been dropped from England.
There you go.
So just so that you know that first off.
Sorry.
And then secondly, England are doing a friendly with Iceland later on today at 7:45. Will you
I'm
be
sorry.
going?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
England are doing a friendly in football. So
Okay.
in football, England's doing a friendly with Iceland pre-Euros tonight at 7:45. Will you be going to a pub to watch the football and immerse in that sort of culture and experience?
So I'll tell you what, the coolest thing I've seen in London yet is I've driven by and I've seen people outside the pub drinking and having conversation with no phones or anything like that. And I think that's one of the cooler things I've seen just in the world today, because people don't have that. You don't disconnect like that. And so I think I said it on the MLB Network, being able to kind of drive by and see friends together and family together, and everybody's hanging out outside pubs and, you know, drinking or doing whatever they're doing with no phones and disconnected. I think everybody can learn from that, because that's one of the cooler things I've seen in a while. I don't know if I'll go and watch tonight, but that's one of the cooler things I've seen.
We'll take one last one, standing up there.
Hi, Bryce. Speaking of the Olympics, would that be something you'd be interested in playing in 2028 in Los Angeles?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've talked to numerous people with MLB about it. and I would love to be part of that. Obviously, we have the WBC, but it's not the same. It's not. I mean, people can say as much as they want. It's just not. The Olympics is so worldwide, and so I mean, WBC is great. It's really cool. Brings a lot of people together, and that's what it's all about. But the Olympics is something that you dream about playing in, and so if I have a chance to put my nation's colors on and represent, that on my chest again, like I did when I was 18 and 16, I would absolutely love it.
There's one other. Do your eyes kind of light up when you see all the runs that have been scored in this stadium in particular, and in these international games generally recently?
Yeah, I mean, if we're on the right side of that, I'll take it any day of the week. But yeah, I mean, I think we're just going to go out there and enjoy it as much as possible. Enjoy the fans, enjoy the game, and have some fun.